the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, ye nim and Nyoma aya atantan die ya ekoso ewo the Ablekuma North constituency when the Electoral Commission made an announcement said there should be a rerun for 19 polling stations. Said they be able to me duly declare a winner for the Ablekuma North constituency and that the constituency will be duly represented. Ewo Ghana mrashe betwam. Ye nyina ye hunu yi ennioma hodo a se de me sha ase me kan e course ewo Ablekuma North. Ebra wo ni chemu the New Patriotic Party aso ya former member of parliament Edima Ewutu Senya East constituency yama me Mavis Awakumsen na was sign a double up as a fisheries minister. Nipa bi attack no ewo the Methodist one polling station. Now have Bema two nam wiemu te said ye me bo mortar combat game. Dini tri epem ye mami aya aseni mami da fon na che se ye di ne pamro na e yawre hosam yi pa anso hono a odu ani kiremu ewo another police station ye St. Peter's police station ewo dokwa e ho nso na deputy national organizer of the New Patriotic Party yewra Chris Lloyd ni kwei asamwa ono nso ekohia ne kwanhia mpamro pa pamro na abrantie yi kamo mrantie be nails down. Say calm down. We are not here to fight. We are here to exercise our constitutional duty. We are all brothers. Now this peaceful message from abrantie Chris Lloyd Nikwe just NDC for amfane gaba to send so din pamro bra brantie popo na just we akire no say Nyankopon wan fakwa mu enka yenti asempa enfanfa Chris Lloyd Nikwe na other journalists from GH1 News, from Joy News, from other media platforms also eji omo bro ye di ense wura bia ni ase ye hwebi so tro ni ade. Now Nyoma course for Ablekuma North came under serious bashing by majority of Ghanaians. Said there be voting is just a matter of one exercising his or her constitutional duty as to when enemy susu say or se fata say odi anim or represent or mrashe bedwam or kan ya asemaye. Voting is not about violence. Voting is not about slapping. Voting is not about the use of vulgar languages against one another. Voting is not about taking one's life. It came under serious bashing by majority Ghanaians. Civil society organizations should be, in fact, sorry, I said there be. This should be condemned to the utmost. Other party executives, both from the NPP, some from the NDC, and other political parties, but because there be. Se BSC, ewa ayawasu wesu goni ya condemn. Ebisi wa talensi ni ya condemn ya. Equally, what's the DSC wa Ablekuma North ya condemn because democracy is not about tit for tat. So be the me to change what's the medin Debbie. Democracy is about correcting the wrongs and rewriting the rights to help in the smooth development of any country. The any part of one can once say every pain at the Ghana Police Service ever commence investigations and arrests into these perpetrating acts because the so-called perpetrators of this act were vividly captured on various cameras. Ya omu pictures in various social media platforms. Nyankopon ya domene ya make say the Ghana Police Service chirema omonsa kamrantie mienu ya omoye in connection with the violent incident that marred parliamentary rerun in the Ablekuma North constituency on Friday, July 11, 2025. Now, according to the Ghana Police Service, the Greater Accra Regional Command of the Ghana Police Service, mrantie mienu omoye directly linked with the attacker called Chris Lloyd Nikwe. So, the Odoko Police Station 1. Now, in a statement signed on Wednesday, 23rd of July, by Superintendent Juliana Obin, Head of Public Affairs for the Greater Accra Regional Command of the Ghana Police Service, the suspects were named as Musa Muntari. Now, Musa Muntari is a 46-year-old station manager ni ewo STC. Musa Muntari chiremua oyen DC ni mapa. and enya one Ali Said ono your friend in Boma or your 43-year-old businessman or your polling station executive ewo saa aye odoko polling station hono a omochi yewra Chris Lloyd ebro no ono so agya tomu say no kre na oka one of the perpetrators ho ya omotre omonsa ewo the MPP's Chris Lloyd wusu saa so na Musa Muntari enso a confess to the regional police command of the Greater Accra police say no kre he was one of the perpetrators. Yeah, in fact, omu edi Chris Lloyd ni kwe asamomu din mpamro ewo the St. Peter's Police Station 1 ewo odoko na omu according to the police both men as the police if one bob said they are going to assist the police with investigations into the violence and assault reported during the by-election and name other perpetrators that are in connection with those violent and assault report. Entino Musa Muntari and Ali Said, according to the Ghana Police Service, Oma Jatum se ombeboa ama hwehwemu akoso na omo nuanom ana omo ka omo ho ya atese omo di sa nyambransem ewo Ablekuma North no omo ayi omo nyina e de ama the Ghana Police Service. Now, the Ghana Police Service has assured the public of their unwavering commitment to bringing all perpetrators of election-related violence, intimidation, or misconduct to justice. They once again urge the public to continue cooperating with the police and to share credible information. The Ghana Police Service reiterated its stance on maintaining law and order and ensuring that democratic processes remain peaceful and credible. And omodo number ato abonten says any credible information to share with respect to the course of Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun election and other places. You can call the number emergency numbers 18555 or 191. The Ghana Police Service also now information omu etie na sopem na omu tu ho anamon ti. The press release was signed by Mrs. Juliana Obeng, Superintendent, Head of Public Affairs, Greater Accra Region. Yebebo the Ghana Police Service abaso say omu tu anamon fefe say it is long overdue, but it is never late than never. Yebebo mabaso na ye ni mu say we emeye a form of a camouflage keke. Say ye bibia magana form say you tu anamon bi ba debudin no na bibi huhubia enkoso. This should be a stepping stone for the Ghana Police Service to embark on other subsequent investigations and arrest into any individual that has in one way or the other engaged in an election-related violence or attack, whether during the SY and another for this administration or under this administration. Because Obia Ganani Emapa. Once again, Yabesan Ada Nyanum Echi Womonasi say Omwajatum said they were among the perpetrators. No more the Ghana Police Service. Na Omunyanum for France were Kawa Mudi, Sayam Bransam, Emrano, and Womubedi. Musa Muntari, 46-year-old station manager, STC, and Ali Said, you also do a friend in Boma, you also a 43-year-old business man. Now, all eyes and ears have turned towards Akwatia. The Ehenimu said the Ghana Police Service will provide the adequate security to each and every Ghanaian. Yaobekwa Akwatia, be it say oko exercise in the franchise, and I say oko cover the election, and I say oko bobai. Said the beya be bikran kosie, and sana yetu anamonse yekohwehwem na yachi ni pabonefo a omotai sa bibi no achi na ewose fufu.
This is your question.
Okay.
Permit me to make some few remarks on this Kevin Taylor matter at the Supreme Court. I don't know how often you've been watching Kevin on his podcast. that is all over the social media. And his appetite not to deal with issues by the penchant of insulting everybody. A typical example is a 2472.
Ashanti King. You can drag him to the mud. Say all kinds of things against this revered king. You sit back and you watch and you ask, hasn't this gentleman got a father and an elder to speak to? The Ochihini and other prominent people in this country insulted everyone just like that. And what brought about this? Because the matter has been determined, so we can speak on it. They are during the trial of the NCA $4 million matter. He made a statement that the judge at the time, the High Court judge at the time, Justice Eric Chebafo, was elevated to the Court of Appeal to do the bidding of the MPP government at the time. And the judge felt scandalized and an attack to the justice delivery system. So he needs to be invited to come and justify the reason why or prove that Justice Chebafo is doing the bidding of the MPP government. This is a lawyer, a judge with so much integrity, who has distinguished himself at the bench, for him to be scandalized like that. And in fact, the bench warrant was issued to the police to make sure they effect his arrest. This gentleman has been coming to Ghana under full protection of the NDC government, national security. They protect him. A fugitive who is invited to court, then the sitting government and their security operative will protect the gentleman. I thought the president, during his swearing in when he held the sword, said he wanted to defend the constitution, protect it. So if a fugitive is invited by the court, would rather be protected by the state. I feel so bad. And when President Mama at the time, when he was campaigning, when he described the Supreme Court as unanimous FC, when he met the, you remember he met the NDC lawyers.
Right.
He was addressing them. He was dissatisfied about the decisions of the Supreme Court that he described as unanimous FC. At a point, he even spoke that there's a need to cap appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. So the latter part of our office, there were 2 judges that were supposed to have joined the Supreme Court. They were vetted by Parliament.
Right.
But the minority then blocked that. Immediately, President Mama was sworn in. He has appointed 7. Out of the 7, 3 of them sat on this matter.
Right.
I'm talking about consistency. If you said, because of the appointment of more judges to the bench at the Supreme Court was not right, and you spoke against it, where is the consistency here? So you came and you brought 7 people. So how do you describe those judges? These are competent. When you listen to their vetting at Parliament, you could see that they are deep in the law. It is not about politics, but because of commentary that you have passed. How will people see these judges who are sitting on the Supreme Court bench? It's not right. It's not right at all. And for the state to defend this, to protect this boy, you are giving him the license with this judgment. Because when I was reading, he said that because he was not giving hearing, or the art and pattern rule, he was not given the opportunity to come and defend himself. But the man is sitting in America. He throws the, what do you call it, the bomb on social media. It is a duty of the police when he assumes office as government. Instead of you protecting him, you ask him to go and defend himself. But the Supreme Court have spoken. What they have done is to give him license to insult everybody, including me and Kwesi and you. If he's doing the broadcast, speaking on issues, that, everybody will be happy and applaud him. It is important he takes insult out of the work that he does and deal on issues so that all of us will applaud him. But to focus on insults against the real business that he does, I don't think he's doing himself good. He's a young man. This is a free advice to him. He should take a lesson, because without the national security operative, can he come to Ghana? He cannot, because he has a family here. He loves to come to visit his family here in Ghana. But anytime you want to come, you have to come under protection. He was even wearing those masks. Do you have coronavirus here? Do we have coronavirus? Now you want to disguise yourself and wear nose masks. The very flight that you flew from the US to Ghana, where you were sitting, there was a Ghanaian sitting next to you. You are known. Now I want to cover your face with nose masks so you not be identified. But here you are. You should move away from the insult and deal with issues. You should learn from the journalists we have. We should learn from them, so that we all support him and commend him whatever he does his work. But to go and insulting people, Asantehene or Tufo, Duncan Williams, this prominent man of God, respected man of God, Taflache. If his son is ill, do you use that to insult him? Moro, maybe it was any. Kevin Taylor can use this man of God. There are men of God in the Bible whose children have challenges. So if this man of God, the Fletcher, has a sick son, do you use that to insult him? We don't do that. It is not fair. So for me, this is what I want to tell him, that look, you should move away from the insult and focus and do a better thing for this country. Now back to your concern about the...
But before you go back to those concerns, I think that you have raised issues which are worthy of examination. See, first of all, the claim has been made that the national security is protecting him. I cannot verify that claim. But it's a claim which has been made by you and one or two others. What I like to say is that if anybody feels very strongly that the law has been violated, there are processes for seeking redress. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So there are processes for seeking redress if you feel that the state has offended the law. I don't see any offense to the law, but if you think strongly that the state has offended the law, there are processes. The second issue that I like to raise is this old maxim that those who seek equity ought to come with clean hands. And I don't see many clean hands in this business. I don't want to go into details, you understand? But I don't see many clean hands in this exercise. Now, the other point is that the warrant of arrest has actually been vacated by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has thrown it out because, according to the Supreme Court, by a 4-1 decision, it lacks merit. Okay. I want to believe that the Supreme Court made that decision in conformity with the law as understood by the judges who sat on that panel. And I want to believe, as my brother here and his party have always said, that we have an independent judiciary. If they now say that we don't have an independent judiciary, we are ready to examine the facts that they will put forward. But all along, they insisted that we have an independent judiciary, in spite of the fact that the president who has just exited office appointed the vast majority of judges sitting on our courts. So that's all I like to say for now. The most important point is the point about those who seek equity ought to come with clean hands. There are some things which have been said, but actually, officials of some of the parties, including the New Patriotic Party, we cannot be repeated on air. You understand? So why do we focus attention on Kelvin Taylor? And Kelvin Taylor is not a boy. He's not a boy. He's a full-blown journalist and so on. He's not a boy. Why do we focus just the attention on him and ignore all the others who are actually holding elected political office and what they say? That's my problem.
Moro, MPP will continue to insist that our judiciary are independent. Even now, in my remark, I said that at the vetting of these 7 appointed judges by the president, you could see that the understanding of the law is deep. I'm not against it. MPP is not against the appointment. But I'm talking about consistency. Yesterday, you said appointment of judges to the Supreme Court was bad. They should be capped. Then the next morning, when you assume office, you shift from your own statement and come and do the reverse. And that is the consistency I'm talking about. We firmly believe in the, what do you call it? The independence of the judiciary. The work that they are doing will support them. We will never attack them. I sitting here will never attack judges. I'm a law student coming up, and I want to be like them one day. It's about the consistency is what I'm talking about. Okay? That's it.
But even then, there's a big problem.
What is the problem?
A huge problem.
I mean, the problem here.
Consistency to what end? For its own sake. And when we're talking about the judiciary, given all the constraints that we have and so on, the important things we're looking for is an independent judiciary.
Right.
Which would handle cases on the basis of the law as understood by the judges. So if that is guaranteed, what are you doing with consistency? What are you doing with consistency? Consistency which will become an aberration in terms of the application of the law and so on. Is that what we're looking for? Consistency for its own sake? And in any case, unless I'm wrong, and Moro, I think that we can appoint you as the judge in this matter. During the campaign, I heard President Mahama say that to reset the judiciary and so on, it will become necessary to appoint more judges.
Right.
He said that in his campaign.
Right.
So what is the inconsistency?
I just don't want us to drag this, and that's why I've been quiet, because it was actually not meant to be one of our substantive.
Didn't want to drag
I understand you.
I mean,
Yes.
you can see that I've been
Yes.
very
Yes,
restrained in the comments that I've made. But